Hey guys, we are 1/4 into the year, so I am doing my first quarter book wrap up. I'm going to split this up into 4 sections. First, every book I've read so far this year with a quick rating and review, my current physical TBR, some book tag questions, and my goals for next quarter. Starting off with every book I've read so far this year. We're not technically all the way through March yet, but so far I've read 29 books. My goal for this year was 75, and I'm currently 12 books out of schedule. Starting off very strong, I started this book on New Year's Day and I finished it on January 2nd. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This was my first ever time reading this and I rated it a 5 stars. Book number 2 is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. It's book 2 in the series and I started that on January 3rd and ended it January 12th. I rated it 5 stars. Then I read A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I started that on January 13th and I ended it on January 15th. I rated that 5 stars. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This is the first book in a series by Lori Gilmore. I started reading this on January 16th and I finished it January 18th. 4 stars. I don't have a start date listed for this one. Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, but I finished it on January 20th. 5 stars. Also don't have a start date for this one because I read it in school, but I finished it on January 22nd and it's Fences by August Wilson. I rated it 3 stars. Then I read Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I started that on January 24th and finished it January 27th. I rated it 5 stars. I reread Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I started that January 28th, finished it February 3rd, 5 stars. Then for the first time ever, I read The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, which is book 2, and I started that February 3rd and finished it February 6th. Also 5 stars. Then I reread Lightlark by Alex Astor. I started that February 10th, finished it February 13th, and I rated it 5 stars. Then I read Nightbane for the first time ever, started that February 17th, finished it February 9th, and I rated that 5 stars. I read the 3rd book in the series. I started that February 19th, finished it February 23rd, and that is Sky Shade by Alex Astor. Also got 5 stars. I was really coming through with the 5-star reads this month, guys. A lot of rereads on books that I already loved, which is why all of the ratings are so high. Next, a very beloved reread of mine, I did Shatter Me by Tareya Mafi. I started that February 23rd and finished it February 26th. 5 stars. I read the whole Shatter Me series this quarter, but the novellas were a first-time read, so I was very excited. The main books are rereads. The 5 novellas are new. I read Destroy Me, but I rated it 4 stars. Then I finished The Great Gatsby for English Class by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I started that February 19th and finished it March 3rd. I rated that 3 stars. Unravel Me, 5 stars again. Fracture Me, read that in one day on March 4th, and it got a 3 stars. Reread Beach Read by Emily Henry, started that March 10th, finished it March 11th, that got 5 stars. Reread Twisted Love in one day on March 11th, that got 5 stars. Reread Twisted Games in one day also on March 12th, that also got 5 stars. And once again, I read Twisted Hate, the 3rd book, also in one day on March 13th, 5 stars. And I reread Twisted Lies, 5 stars. Ignite Me, I read that on March 17th. Restore Me, 5 stars, March 17th to March 18th. Shadow Me by Tareya Mafi, read on March 18th, 5 stars. Reveal Me by Tareya Mafi, March 19th, 5 stars. Defy Me by Tareya Mafi, started March 18th, finished March 19th, 5 stars. Imagine Me by Tareya Mafi, started March 21st, ended March 23rd, another 5-star reread. And Believe Me by Tareya Mafi, started and finished on March 24th, 5 stars. I believe those are all 29 books that I've read so far. So next up is my current physical TBR. You can see some of my shelves behind me, but I have lots of shelves. This physical TBR is only going to include the books that are mine personally that I have in my room. I have a big library in the basement. My mom and my sister are both huge readers, so I have books that I actually want to read that are on my TBR scattered throughout the house. I'm not going to count those. I'm only going to count the ones that are in my possession in my bedroom. Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really want to read that because I loved Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The Song of Achilles. I have had this book for a year now and I have not read it. And that might be the longest book that I have had on my physical TBR without reading it, and I really don't know why I'm putting it off, to tell you the truth, honestly. Like, I've heard it's really good. I've heard that it will destroy my mental state, and usually I'd be like, oh yeah, sign me up, get me on that. I've been putting it off. The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. So I read her Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which was very cute, but it was kind of way too cutesy for me. Like, I'm gonna have to be in a very specific mood to read that. I'm gonna have to want that Christmas spirit, like that extreme Hallmark movie core book. I am gonna have to be in the mental state for that, and I'm not right now to read a Hallmark movie Christmas Tree Farm book, so that will be being put off. The One Night Scrimmage by Mariah Dietz. I'm so excited for this one. That's another one I don't know why I've put off, guys. That was actually book PR That is the first time that I've ever gotten book mail from an author for free, and I really don't know why I haven't read it. I think I lost the book for a little while or just forgot it was on my shelves. I'm so excited to read that. I'm going to try and prioritize that. Always Mine by Laura Pavlov. I just got this book 6 days ago on my birthday. I don't really know anything about it, but it's cute, short, little romance. It's supposed to be small town, best friend's brother. I'm ready for it. Nothing Like the Movies. I've read Better Than the Movies multiple times. I loved it so much. I really don't know why I haven't gotten around to reading Nothing Like the Movies. I think I need to do a Better Than the Movies reread. I can't read a second book if it's been too long since I've read the first one. So I'm gonna have to read the first one and then read the second one. That way I really can get the full emotional depth. Next up, I have the first 3 books in the Boys of Tillman series: Finding 13, Keeping 13, and Saving 6. I want to read these so bad. In fact, Binding 13 is actually the one that I'm starting right after I finish the book that I'm currently on. That is how high up it is a priority. This Woven Kingdom, books 1, 2, and 3. I'm so excited for these. As you can probably tell from my rereads in the beginning of this video, I love Tram Offie. I also just got these for my birthday 6 days ago, and I am literally already like heart palpitations. I feel like I'm gonna have to put it off just because I am so excited. And that makes sense in my mind, okay? The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Ooh, I'm so excited for that guy. Every time I see someone finish this book, they are like out of their mind, and I need that. I need that feeling in my life. I have it right here. I'm very excited for it. That one needs to be a priority too. All of these need to be, I really am falling behind. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That's actually the book I'm reading right now, but when I made this list, I wasn't reading it yet. It's okay so far. Oh, Crescent City Book 1 by Sarah J. Maas. It's down here, you can't see it. I've been putting this off because I don't like that it's a fantasy set in the modern world with technology. I don't know. Something about that concept is really throwing me for a loop. I loved ACOTAR, and I love Throne of Glass. So I know that I should theoretically read this book. I just can't get myself to do it. Babel. This is another one by R.F. Kuang. I've never read a book by her, but now I officially have 2. I got Babel on Onyx Storm release day for some reason, and I'm so scared for it. It's another one that I'm just putting off for some reason that I don't even know. I'm so scared for it, and I know I'm gonna be like emotionally like changed for life. Legendborn. The ones that are right next to me, I'm like fighting the urge to like pick up. It was one of the first book talk videos that popped up for me, and I've just had this notion in my head that like it's a classic, and I don't know why, because so many books on book talk could be considered classics, but that's just like the idea that I have in my head of it. Throne of the Fallen, books 1 and 2. My mom got these for me for Christmas, and I haven't read them yet. Another fantasy book. They look good. Again, I don't know why I choose not to read all of these new books that I have. I always opt for a reread, and I need to break myself of that habit. Outlander. This one actually is Mom's book, but it's been on my shelf for forever. This is her favorite book of all time, as you can tell by how absolutely destroyed it is. This was one of the very first books she tried to get me to read the second I showed an interest, and I never have. I never have done it. And I need to. That is what's on my physical TBR currently in my room. Listen. Oh, shh. It's just a screen protector. We're okay. Dang it. Moving on to some book tag questions. I just looked up questions and collected these from a lot of different videos and creators. So how many books are too many in a series? Okay, this is a good question because it depends what kind of a series. If it's like an epic fantasy, no book, like there's no limit. It could go on forever. And if you're a good enough writer, I will buy all of them. I will finish the series. Because that's something about me. I have to have the whole series. I could not like the first book and I'm going to buy the rest of the series. I just can't have that lingering thought in my head. Similarly, interconnected series. If you have an interconnected series of different characters existing in the same world, again, keep them coming. Keep them going. Keep releasing them. I want to see it. Now, on the other hand, if it's just a romance book and that's it, 1 is enough. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. You could have a sequel, or I could dabble in a little mini novella or a prequel. But if it's just the same couple and I'm just getting book after book of third act breakups, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, you're just not made for each other. Leave it alone. Books I'm currently reading. Right now, I'm 142 pages into The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. In my purse, I have Love in Other Words, which is a reread. I actually haven't even started it, but I keep it around for when I need a book. And then the book that I bring to school with me is In 5 Years. And that one I'm about 172 pages into. Books I never get tired of rereading. This is a good question because I love a reread. The answer is there is no book that I get tired of rereading. I've probably reread the Shatter Me series the most, followed up by ACOTAR, even though I could do another ACOTAR reread. I love rereading books. I really don't get people that say that they can't reread books. Like, why not? Why not? A book that surprised me. I'd say Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm saying that only because I knew what I was doing when I was getting into it. I knew it was going to be a fantasy. I was not expecting it to be that kind of fantasy. I don't know, Stephanie Garber just writes a really niche sort of magic that it's kind of like the whole book is kind of like clouded in this, and I don't know. I don't think it's for me, but I was very surprised by it. I didn't think it would be, I thought there would be some magical aspects, but I didn't think it would be the entire preface, you know? And I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. The longest and shortest book. I think the shortest book I have is The Face on the Milk Carton. I loved this book when I was like a preteen. It's very short. I think probably about 100 pages. It's itty bitty. The longest book that I've read, not that I own, is probably Kingdom of Ash. Oh, I love Kingdom of Ash. And I'm not even gonna complain. In a lot of instances, I would say that you don't need a book that long. This one I think was necessary. I mean, we could have probably split it up into 2 books. And the Kingdom of Ash reading order is already confusing enough, so maybe we didn't need to split it up, actually. Prettiest cover. I'm gonna have to come back to you on that. I'm way too indecisive to ever pick something like that because I find every single cover that I look at like, oh my god, that's stunning. Except for book I don't. Oh, I hate when there's people on the cover. Oh, the Bridgerton copies that I have. Oh, no, because why are there real life people on my book right now? Get out. A favorite new author I've been reading. I think the only new author I've been reading recently was Rebecca Yarros. So I think I'll go with her because, you know what, I did really enjoy her books. I couldn't tell you what they're about anymore though because I kind of forgot. I did enjoy them. I remember that much. Books I finally got off my TBR. Oh, Fourth Wing. The first book of Fourth Wing was on my TBR forever, and so was the second and third books of Lightlark. Also Ballad of Never After. Just a lot of like second books in the series. Though actually, I think I bought those. No, I bought those in January. Yeah, I bought those in January, so it counts. Not Fourth Wing, but I bought the others. Books I didn't get the hype. Oh, good one. Cruel Prince. Did not get the hype. Did not get it away. It was okay. Oh, another one. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I didn't read that one this year. I read it last year, but I was bored. Books that were good, but I have no memory of the plot. That would be any book I've ever read. And then I get kind of sad sometimes. I'll be reading a book and I'm like, I'm not gonna remember any of this. Final section, my goals for the next 3 months of 2025. I wanna shoot to read 30 books again. That might be a little bit crazy, but I think I can do it. I doubt I'm going to because I read a lot of very short books in the first quarter and that's why I was able to get to 30. But I'm going to strive for 30, which is about a book every 3 days, and I think I can do that. Read for 2 hours every day. I already read for 2 hours every day, but the thing is, sometimes there's nights where I just run a little bit later, or I pick up my phone to check my book talk. Go follow my book talk and my booksta, by the way, while we're here. And if you hear from my book talk and my booksta, I love you guys. Like, oh my god, like. I'm sorry. Read for 2 hours every day, though, includes weekends. There's a lot of days in the weekend where I just don't read because I don't have a bedtime, so therefore, okay, my bedtime is self-inflicted. I would like to also say that I'm not a 16-year-old with an 8 p.m. bedtime. It's self-inflicted, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I just don't read as much on the weekends. I need to be stopped. Because I'm just busy. That's such a lie, though. I'm not busy. I'm lying. Straight to your faces. Oh, always have a book with me. I'm starting this already because I just got my license, and so I got a bigger purse for my birthday that can fit a book, and I've been bringing a book with me, like in my purse. And if I always have my purse with me, that means I'll always have a book with me, and then I can get even more reading done. Are you guys seeing the pattern here? And my final goal, I can't even say it. Don't buy any more books. I can't even process that goal. But you saw it here earlier, my physical TBR is long. And those are just the ones that I can see in the visible area. I have hundreds more scattered throughout my house. I need to be stopped. I need to be stopped. I don't have a job. I need to be stopped. I will be stopped. I will not be stopped. I just keep staring at this. Okay. I think that's all. I have officially been making book content for the last 2.5 hours. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to do a follow-up in 3 months to see how I succeeded in my goals. Some more than others I have hope for. You'll be seeing this on March 31st, I believe, so this will really be the end of quarter for you guys. Go follow my book talk and my booksta. Both are at K Ryan Reads. Don't forget to subscribe.